afternoon to everybody. My name is Rachelle, and I am sending my warm greetings to everyone all the way from Sweden. I'm honored to be a part of the 2021 TAO Forum on Sustainable Communities. And on behalf of the Department of Housing Development and Management at Lund University, I congratulate TAO Pilipinas on the 20th anniversary. Throughout the 15 years of collaboration with TAO, we appreciate TAO ladies' professionalism, capacity, and dedication in all the work they do for and with the poor communities. What an amazing girl power. Okay, in this short keynote lecture, I will link the importance of sustainable energy system to sustainable human settlements. And in the process, I want to show some examples of strategies and practices in Sweden, which I hope will become an inspiration for all of us. I'd like to ask this question to everyone. What is your ideal neighborhood? This is a question I ask myself and even our students when they are required to plan neighborhoods and design dwelling units. In keywords, their answers can be summarized as these, and we all have our own description of an ideal place to live in. And as professionals and decision makers in the field of housing, it is good to put ourselves in the shoes of the people we design for. How do we create ideal neighborhood for everyone? What do we mean by sustainable human settlement? I refer to the Declaration on Sustainable Cities and Human Settlements for All during the Key to Habitat 3 in 2016. It says, we share a vision of cities for all, referring to the equal use and enjoyment of cities and human settlements, seeking to promote inclusivity and ensure that all inhabitants of present and future generations, without discrimination of any kind, are able to inhabit and produce just, safe, healthy, accessible, affordable, resilient, and sustainable cities and human settlements to foster prosperity and quality of life for all. We face a lot of global urban challenges. This rapid urbanization. We have economic and social segregation. We have health problems, and now we're facing the pandemic crisis. And even if we try to find housing solutions, quantity often overlook quality. Natural and man-made disasters. Many places are prone to natural disasters, such as the Philippines, and the situation is aggravated by man-made destruction of the environment. And now with the climate change, this intensifies the disasters that we face nowadays. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the 6th Assessment Report 2021, confirms that it is indisputable that human influence has warmed the climate system, raising global surface temperatures. So as we face the challenge of creating sustainable human settlements, we now face also the challenge of creating sustainable energy system. Energy. Energy is an important part of our everyday lives. Regardless of the source, energy is a major factor for development. We have transportation, industrial and commercial activities, buildings and infrastructure, water distribution, food production, all of these need energy. But there's always been a high dependency on non-renewable energy. And there is about 80% of fossil fuels being used in the global energy supply. And these burning fossil fuels, such as oil, coal, and gas, generate greenhouse gas emissions and pollution and contaminate the environment. We need to have a sustainable urban energy system, and I refer to the UN Habitat strategies for improving energy situation, and I'll be giving also some examples of what is being done in Sweden. But let us look at the energy system in four aspects, in four phases. First, you have the energy supply, wherein there is a need to use renewable energy sources. Then you have the energy distribution. This requires efficient infrastructure. Then you have energy consumption, and that is there is a need to reduce the consumption on the end user side. Use renewable energy sources that includes wind, water, solar, and geothermal as examples. But there is a need to assess the meteorological and geographical conditions of the place to best transform the surrounding natural resources into power. The benefits are there, long-term environmental benefits. There are also long-term economic benefits for the users. And these renewable energy technologies are becoming more and more accessible. There's a lot of research going on, a lot of technology development. So the question now is, how do we access them? Let's look at the example of Sweden as a case. Sweden has a long tradition of good governance, innovation, technology, and design. And this has been the key to the country's evolution from a poor agrarian country to a modern urban nation. Sweden is known to be a pioneer on sustainable development. It is the first country in the world to pass an Environmental Protection Act in 1967. Sweden hosted the first United Conference on Global Environment in 1972. And since then, the country has not looked back, managing to grow its economy substantially while reducing carbon emissions and limited pollution. Sweden focuses its development efforts to help society to have a good quality of life and live in harmony with the environment. Swedes use a lot of energy, but the emissions are low. And the key is renewable energy. It can be in the form of wind power, and there's an expanding capacity for this. There are about 4,000 wind turbines in Sweden. Bioenergy. Did you know that 69% of the land area of Sweden consists of forest? And this has been the source of bioenergy for heating and electricity. Biogas facilities are also built, and these are used for heating and generating electricity. We have solar energy, but the solar market is still limited, but it is growing with the aid of government funding. Nowadays, when we build projects, we have to put solar panels on rooftops to generate energy. Passive buildings. These are buildings built without heating systems. They're kept warm by heat given off by the occupants and electrical appliances. If we have passive heated buildings in the Philippines, we also have passive cooling. We have to go back to our tropical design. Save energy. Energy distribution requires efficient infrastructure, but the distribution of renewable energy needs to be more inclusive and fair to foster universal development, especially for the urban poor. Energy consumption. The less energy that is used, the less needs to be produced. That's a simple logic. And this poses a challenges to us, the end users. that is us, the residents, the citizens, the businesses, industries, and all the activities we do on this planet. We have to control and reduce energy consumption. We have to adopt more sustainable consumption habits and recycling concepts. It's like going back to what our lola and lolos used to tell us, magtipid po tayo. Buildings consume vast amounts of energy at all stages of their existence. And that is why nowadays we use building sustainability certifications to verify the sustainable aspects of any construction. In Sweden, we have to use either LEED, BREEAM, Miljöbyggnad, City Lab Action, and so on, all these sustainability certifications. We have to integrate efficient heating, cooling, insulation, lighting, and water distribution systems in buildings to avoid energy loss and waste. The use of recycled, reused, or low energy building materials will also contribute to a better energy balance. Cut fossil fuel use for transportation needs. For instance, nowadays, electric buses are the new green in Sweden. This contributes to improve air quality, reduce noise for the city's inhabitants, and reduce negative environmental impact. Develop more infrastructure for non-motorized transport, such as bicycle lanes and walkways. Reducing food and water waste and producing your own fruits and vegetables will also contribute to lowering overall energy use. You can achieve sustainability through urban farming. If you don't have a plot of land or a small garden, you can do container gardening on balconies. You can even harvest rainwater and composting. Traditional allotment gardens are common in Sweden, and this is also the same concept of bahay kubo in the Philippines. Vertical farming, growing herbs and vegetables indoors are all year round, with plants stacked high on shelves. This is particularly important for countries with colder climates and shorter summer seasons. Food banks help reduce food waste from restaurants and groceries through redistribution to people who are in need. Let's aim for zero waste, stepping up from recycling to reusing. Sort your rubbish. This is just another part of the consumption we do in our daily lives. In all the housing projects in Sweden, there has to be a recycling station. Can and bottle deposit recycling system are used. Repairs, recycling, research, and material use. This is all coming back. And this is what we have very strong in the Philippines as well. There are always people who can help you repair your gadgets, your clothes. And beyond recycling is a circular economy using products that can be reused completely. And as we go about our everyday lives as citizens, community members, leaders, or professionals, how can we help reduce carbon emissions and limit pollution? I summarized the points that I have discussed in my lecture through these keywords. You can add more keywords in this list, but these keywords are just part of the solution. There is more job to be done. But remember, every step we take, we contribute collectively. To end my keynote lecture today, I would like to quote Greta Thunberg, a young Swedish environmental activist. She said, I have learned you are never too small to make a difference. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Rachel. That was a very good, informative lecture, and I really resonate with that. We're living here in the Netherlands and also having worked with a lot of people with TAO Pilipinas. We have, in fact, one of the things that one project that I'm very proud of to be part of is the Navotas building disaster resilient uh, infrastructures in Navotas, and I believe our fellows from our community members from Masagana community in Navotas, when they were transferred to another site, yung kanilang community facilities, which were made from recyclable materials, were now transferred to the Masagana community in Santa Maria, Bulacan. So it was reused and recycled, and is now being enjoyed by the community in Santa Maria, Bulacan. Before we call on the reactor, because Rachel has one reactor. Her name is Maricel Genzola. She's the executive director of the Foundation for the Development of the Urban Poor. Is Maricel already ready for her
yeah, I'm okay.
reaction? Okay. Hello. Hi, Maricel. Good morning. Good afternoon pala sa inyo. Good morning ako na good morning. Sorry ha.
Sige. Ano na lang, magandang araw sa inyong lahat, anumang oras. Oo. Sige, maraming salamat. Binabati ko ang Tao Pilipinas sa ika-20 taon. Dalaga na kayo. Marami na kayong magagawa. At maliban doon, marami na kayong nagawa. Sige, my reaction. Very inspiring ang binanggit mo at binahagi mo sa amin. Kasi parang kanina, pinag-uusapan namin ang tungkol sa climate change. No, merong forum din at ito ang napag-usapan namin at napagtuunan ang renewable energy. Gusto kong bigyan ng pansin parang initially na-inspire ako kasi binanggit mo doon dati ang Sweden ay isang agrarian country. May pag-asa ang Pilipinas. Mabago ang sitwasyon. But I think mahalagang ingredient doon ay yung mga national leaders. The leaders ng Sweden ay merong malinaw na vision on how to address renewable energy. At yan yung challenge sa atin. Malapit na eleksyon, hindi ako nangangampanya, pero magandang pag-isipan na ang pipiliin natin mga leaders ay mga ngalaga sa ating kalikasan at gagamit ng renewable. Hindi lang gagamit, magpro-promote ng renewable energy sa ating power supply. Maganda din na isipin sa pagbubuo pala ng isang human settlement o isang community, lalo na kami ay nasa housing, hindi mo lang pala iisipin yung spasyo, yung space, the open space, hindi mo lang iisipin na ilang palapag, bibigyan pansin mo rin pala yung uri ng mga construction materials na ginagamit kasi maaaring tinutugunan natin ang usapin ng pabahay pero nagko-contribute naman tayo sa pollution. Parang ang dami, no? Sorry, parang nag-trigger ng maraming ideas yung mga binahagi mo. Gayun din yung yung pagbibigay pansin na ang nakita ko doon sa iyo, merong lugar para sa pag-recycle ng mga gamit. Ano nakikita natin sa ating mga lugar? Isang maliit na plastic, sunod-sunod, kung may 200 kang bahay, magbitbit lang ng tig-isang boteng plastic, puno na yung plastic, aapaw na yan, dagdag na yan sa kalat. So marami pa lang siyang dapat i-consider, no? Talagang kailangan ay parang integrated ang pagsasaisip, pagpaplano ng pabahay. Pero parang malayo pa tayo doon bilang pananaw ng ating bansa. Pero yun na nga, sana sa atin, yung mga munting sinasagawa natin, ay gawa natin yan. Oo, very inspired with what you with what you have shared. How I wish, how I wish that sa lifetime ko natin mangyari yan sa Pilipinas. Salamat po.
Salamat po.